Hey guys, welcome back to NetCloud YouTube channel. In this video, we are going to continue with Fundamental of Cybersecurity 1. As you see, this is the third part of the video series. Hope you learned it well. In this topic, we are going to talk about the malware and spyware. Although spyware is part of the malware, but we are going to check each part and try to explain it and find the difference between each one of them. So God help us. Let's talk about malware. When we say malware, it's any kind of program that can affect your computer, allow your computer to misbehave, steal data, delete data, any software that install on your computer or code that run on your computer without your knowledge. This is called as malware that can affect your computer and steal data and other malicious activities. Malware is derived from the word malicious, which anything that can affect your activities. So let's talk the definition that I give in this slide. As you see, we say malware. Malware can be defined as the malicious computer executable annoying software running code without your knowledge. If you let, for example, if you let someone accidentally have access to your computer, execute code, or some payload, he can have access to your computer. He can even install backdoor. He can be able to enter your computer, execute code. Uh, he can enter your computer either remotely or completely access to your computer. He can execute code. He can install. He can delete your file. If if you let anyone have access to your computer, then that computer is not yours, as they say. And malware, many people when we say malware, they just start thinking about virus and worms, and this is not the case. Virus and worms is not only malware that we have. We have many that type of malware, which are going to talk about them in the next section of the slide. uh, Sometimes it's called malware computer contaminant because it affects computer. So types of malware. As you see, not only virus and worms are the malware. The types of malware, we have virus, we have worms, we have spyware, we have bots, we have trojan, we have keylogger. As you see, I categorize them accordingly. Virus and worms, they are sharing similar behaviors. Spyware, it perform different activities. Bot, it perform different activity. Trojan and keylogger. But for bot, this DDoS attack is performed using bot. And the backdoor, as you see, this backdoor is created using a Trojan. Bot is created, it's used in to conduct DDoS attack. So let's go and continue. Let's take each one by one and explain what is virus. So when we say virus is a program that can replicate itself and separate from one computer to another. So as you see, when it's using carrier, what we call carrier, it's using like uh, it infects carrier, which in turn rely on carrier to separate virus around all the computer. For example, when you give your flash drive to a cafe or in order for or to some your neighbor's computer, if accidentally your neighbor's computer infected by the virus is going to use your neighbor's computer, replicate itself, and infect this drive that you give to your neighbor, and finally, at the time that your neighbor will return the computer to you, then the virus starts creating itself on your computer, replicating. As you see, virus is one of the most dangerous. Is the second part. Is the second most dangerous part of malware that we have, because spyware is more than virus. But we are going to talk it in the later video. Yawa. The way virus used to separate, we have direct inspection, we have fast inspection, then finally we have slow sparse inspection and RAM resident inspection. When we say direct inspection, when virus can affect file every time a user try to open that infected program or document, is called direct infected. Past infected is when virus infect any file that have access to the program that is infected. When we say slow infection, is the when the virus infect any modify or document that you change, any modification that you make to document, virus is going to infect that document. Sparse infection is the process of randomly infecting the file. When, for example, a virus infect different part of your computer, infect CD drive, infect your directory files, infect many different kind of activities. Then finally we have RAM resident, is the kind of virus that reside on your random access memory. Then let's talk about Trojan. Trojan is another part of the malware, which is sometimes designed to look like a useful or legitimate software. For example, uh, when once you visit like malicious websites, they will send you a message that your computer is infected by the virus. Is the kind of social engineering we are going to talk about them in the next video. So they will say your computer is infected by the virus. At the time that you install this software, they will give you another software that look like a antivirus program. They will say when you use this software, you are going to wipe all the virus that in your computer. So when you accidentally download the Trojan, you are not going to know it is Trojan. It's just look like a legitimate antivirus software. Once you install it, it runs. Once you run it on your computer, it can have access to your all file. It can delete, it can install, it can do various activities. That's what we call Trojan. So the major Trojan that we know is the Trojan. This Trojan, neutral zero Trojan, is the famous Trojan that we have currently. You can search it on Google, you can browse it and learn many things about it. That's why I say study yourself. Then worms. So worms is another types of the malware. So but worms and virus go interchangeably in the network. So that's why to make hello, welcome back. So let's continue. Worms, as you see, worms, I say worms and virus go interchangeably in the mediums. Like in reality, worms is more dangerous than virus because worm is designed to replicate and diverse to network. And sorry, I come back because I stopped the uh, tutorial while I'm taking it. Sorry. Yeah, we all talk about this direct infection of virus. We talk about Trojan, as you see. Then yeah, we are in worms. Yeah, so worms is designed to replicate itself and diverse to the network. As you see, when we say that once worms infect your computer or worms infect your email, so it goes to some kind of activities. It's using its program to replicate itself to your network. Once one infects your network, it can have access to all user contact book that are on your network. It can send the various activities to your network. It can infect multiple computers that have access to your network and others. So as you see, we I separate these two uh, uh, different. We have user propagation and we have self propagation. So I want to give you some time to think about them. Between user propagation and self propagation, which one you think BIOS is fault and which one you think worms is fault? As you guess, self propagation is what worms is designed to replicate. As I say, it's designed to replicate itself and diverse to users network. This user for users network, yeah, Self-propagation, as you see in the definition of BIOS, I says it's designed to replicate itself using what carrier. User must go and plug his flash on the infected computer before BIOS uh, replicate itself and diverse to that carrier. Then we have types of worms that we have. We have email worms and we have internet worms. So let's go and talk about them. When we say email worms go into your uh, email address contact book and select all contact in that list. Then it's copy it itself into an attachment and send it itself and send a message to all the contact book that it's select. Then once user open that contact attachment that it sent itself, then it's going to infect your computer and the process will start over. It will start on the infected computer that it infects. It's then go and select all the contact book in that content, send put itself in attachment, then send the attachment in the two others computer. Let me talk what I write in that slide. Goes into the user's content address book, choose every users in that content, then copy it itself and put it itself into an attachment. Once the user open that attachment, the process will start over again. Example of popular one, we have I love you one. Then we have internet one. Internet one is designed to be conspicuous sorry, it's designed to be conspicuous to the users. It scan all the computer for open ports. Once it find the open port, it will infect computer. It will download the set onto the user's computer, and the process will uh, start over. Once it's inside the computer, it will scan your network, and the process will start over again and again. That's why it's more dangerous than BIOS. What is spyware? As you see, spyware is the goal of internet help in the spying. A lot of organizations such as FBI and CIA. I'm not going to talk about them to you, but such as this kind of organization, FBI and CIA and others organization using this spyware in order to read your network, know what you are sending to the network and others. For example, I'm not saying that WhatsApp is spying you, is spying your all activities, but most P2P program is designed to steal people informations. Not the program that will steal your information, but all your activities, all what you send, it's going in plain text to the user of that to the administrators of that application. Don't care whether there is encryption or there is no encryption. uh, I'm going to talk about them in the later. Sorry. Chicken. Thank you. Follow me in the next video.